Hi, I'm Mia Giangelos, and I'm going to be reading you an excerpt from Broken Wings, my book that's now available on Amazon. They say when you die, your whole life flashes before your eyes. I chose to die, so I obsessively reviewed my life in the month before. It's how I convinced myself suicide was the only option. I can remember my stepdad had a friend who was suicidal when I was a teenager. Anyone that commits suicide is just being a coward, he growled at him through the phone. I'll have to make sure I don't tell anyone what I'm up to. Some religions believe that if you commit suicide, you don't get to be an angel in heaven. I believe we all start out as angels with pure, white, delicate wings. The different things that happen to us between birth and death have an effect on those wings. My wings were broken at a very young age, making it easy for me to rip them off entirely. I spent the last 3 days lying in my bed. That oversized queen bed was covered in dirty pink sheets, a pink and red quilt, and lots of fluffy pillows. I hadn't showered, brushed my teeth, or combed my hair in days, maybe even a week. I had one shot left in that gallon-sized bottle of vodka I bought 4 days ago, so I knew I had to get up and go to the liquor store. I decided to shower and take that last shot to get me straight before going. I used to swear I would never drink and drive, but I'm 39 and I don't plan on making it to 40. So what's the point in holding on to old promises or a dream of a better life? My mom and stepdad used to drink heavily and drive with us in the car. I remember the worst of these episodes was when I was about 13 years old. We went to Bennigan's to meet with their friends. They were a little older than my parents, but they had been married for 20 years. They would all sit in the bar area at a table or a booth and have my brother and I sit at the Pac-Man game table away from them. They would drink and laugh for hours while we sat there and played that game. "You sure you're okay to drive?" one of their friends asked my stepdad. "I'm fine. I've driven drunker," my stepdad laughed. "Let's go," my mom snapped at us. We jumped to our feet, realizing she was angry about something, but not wanting to give her a reason to aim it at us. "Oh, calm down, Allie. It was just a rose, and you got one too," my stepdad slurred at her. A lady selling roses had come by, and my stepdad bought one for my mom and one for Tabitha, the wife half of the couple that was with them. He handed the rose to Tabitha first, and this seemed to really set my mom off. I would find out years later that my stepdad had an affair with her, and that's why my mom was so jealous. I don't understand why she even stayed friends with her. She didn't end the friendship until she could prove without a doubt that they were having an affair. It was a cold winter night and pouring rain. We ran to the two-tone brown Bronco and jumped in. They were already fighting in the front seat. "I'm your wife. You shouldn't even have bought her a rose to begin with, but at least give me mine first," my mom screamed at him now that we were in the privacy of our vehicle. Her short black hair was wet and sticking to her face. Her green eyes looked even greener when her hair was wet. Not that you could tell in the dark. "You're being ridiculous, Allie. There's nothing wrong with me buying her a rose. Stop acting crazy," Tom said in his calm but condescending tone. Oh no, he used the word crazy. That always made my mom go ballistic. "Crazy? I'll show you crazy," she screamed as she curled her knees to her chest and slammed her feet into the windshield. There had already been a small crack there, which was now split from her side to the middle of the windshield and funneled off to a second crack from the center of the first one. It looked like a lightning bolt in the middle of the glass. Tom slammed on the brakes, making my brother and I clench our fists around the seats. We looked at each other, our eyes wide in terror. He began to hydroplane but recovered and managed to pull the small SUV over. "That's not how you break a windshield. I'll show you how to break a windshield," he yelled back at her, slamming it into park and drawing his knees to his chest. He stomped his feet into his side of the windshield and repeated it until there were spiderweb veins of cracks across the thing. "There," he said, calm, like nothing had happened, and pulled back onto the road. My brother and I locked eyes with each other in disbelief. Usually we weren't around when they got drunk and broke stuff. This was the first time we had witnessed it ourselves. I tried to make myself as small as I could in my seat, hoping they wouldn't turn on us. A shower and a shot later, and I'm driving the 1 mile to the liquor store at the corner of the 2 main roads in my small country town. My blue Taurus from the mid-90s isn't in the greatest of shape, but it gets me where I need to go. It's covered in dirt, grime, and yellow pollen from the overgrown trees in my front yard. The seats are full of trash, but no one ever rides with me anymore anyway, so I don't see why I should clean it. It smells of cigarette smoke, and there's a thick yellow film across the windshield. This is the best car I've managed to own in my entire life. My thoughts are foggy, which is still better than the clear, painful memories and flashbacks I've been having. I had managed to reduce them to the occasional memory or nightmare with extreme denial and a lot of narcotics. But narcotics are hard to come by and expensive. The flashbacks come to me in waves all day long now. It's like I'm there in my worst moments all over again. I can see, hear, feel, and even smell everything from those moments. I'm drinking all day to stop the pain that seems to have taken up residence in my body and mind like a bad tenant you can't evict. I pulled my long wet hair into a scrunchie at the nape of my neck and threw on some baggy shorts and a loose t-shirt. I don't even bother to look in the mirror anymore. I never like what's looking back at me. I walked straight to the vodka section and grabbed the cheapest gallon size and take it to the counter. I grab a 12-pack of Coke and plop it on the counter next to the vodka. The cashier seemed to recognize me with a sympathetic smile, but I don't remember him. I'm too wrapped up in my own trauma to notice anyone around me. "This all for today?" he asked in his thick Indian accent, while looking at me with pity. "No, a pack of Marlboro Light 100s, please," I say, hanging my head in shame. I just want to hurry up and get home so I don't have to face anybody else. A simple glance or sympathetic grin from a stranger makes me feel even more worthless, that I can't connect with the most basic human interaction. I drive another 5 miles to the small shopping center across the bridge so I can pick up the CC's pizza I ordered. I head home, feeling heavy with disappointment at seeing where my life ended up. This small hick town in Texas with dirt roads and simple minds. I longed to come back to Huffman, trying to find my way to feel safe again, but I only ended up feeling more isolated and abandoned. I also managed to subject myself to more abuse. I was supposed to be more than this. I had dreams, big, wonderful dreams. My best friend Cindy and I used to muse of moving to California and becoming famous actresses. We planned on living together, and I even designed our dream house. I spoke to her a few months ago, and she lives in California, the owner of an acting school along with her husband. She's living her dreams, but I'm stuck here with nothing to show for my life. I still live in this dinky one-road town in the country. It isn't even a beautiful country town. It's never fully green here anymore. I swear even the trees are depressed. The leaves are sagging and the branches are in a constant slump, just like my shoulders always seem to be. I had just dumped all the details of the recent drama in my life on her, but played it off like I was going to be better and stronger for it. I may have even believed it at the time, but now I know the truth. Soon, there will be no more drama, no more pain, no more rejection, no more anxiety, no more flashbacks, no more nightmares, just no more. I wish I could say that I started out loved and wanted, but somehow it was just me that screwed that up. But I knew I wasn't wanted from the beginning, from the day I was born.